All right, team, welcome back to the Strong Life Podcast. This is Zach Evanesh, Underground Strength Gym, Underground Strength Coach, SSPC certification, and a million other things I've done. This episode is going to be geared towards the business of strength and conditioning, the business of fitness, and for really specifically strength coaches, but could also be very much done for sport coaches. And I posted something on LinkedIn. I want to break it down where I discuss multiple streams of income, multiple sources of revenue, and some coaches or business coaches advise against it. And certainly there is a right time to advise against it. And some coaches believe that it is crucial. I'm going to take both sides and explain why. My post that I shared on LinkedIn and then on Twitter is in favor of multiple sources of income. But that being said, when I want to start off when I would not recommend the multiple sources of income is if it's not your passion. If you're not passionate about creating content online and doing something beyond the brick and mortar gym, or you are a strength coach at the college level or the high school level, and you love coaching, it could be a little bit tricky because, as you know, if you're not passionate about something, it's hard to put your heart and soul into it and create an awesome product. That being said, I've seen coaches build multiple facilities, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus strength and conditioning facilities, fitness facilities. If that's what they're doing, then they probably or definitely should not be trying to add other sources of income. They're locked in on building gyms. They have a system involved. Although, the scary thing about that, even though they have multiple locations, that is multiple sources of revenue. If the whole country goes into shutdown mode again, and looking at everything that's happening in this world with war happening overseas, new presidential election coming up next year, we have no clue what the government will try to do. And I love being able to run my business from my phone. That has always been extremely important to me. So I am mobile, agile, mobile, and hostile. That to me is important. But again, if you're building multiple locations, brick and mortar, maybe it's very hard to take your focus off of that. What I would add to that would be kind of like what my friends at Varsity House do. They are creating multiple Varsity House locations, but they also have a consulting aspect, a business consulting aspect. And so I refer a lot of people to my friends at Varsity House because I openly say, if you want to learn how to grow a 6-figure private training facility, a small warehouse gym, a studio, I can help you do that to create a 6-figure business. I've been doing that for about 20 years now. I opened my warehouse in 2007. And before that, trained athletes out of the house, out of the garage. But literally a few months into opening that warehouse, I did the math. I wanted to get 40 people paying me at least $250 a month. Back then, when I opened the first warehouse, my membership was on average, the middle tier was $275 per month. So it was $350 top tier, $275 in the middle, and then I had this once a week option at $195. And right now we're at similar places. So you could do the math. I wanted to make $10,000 a month. So when you have 40 members paying you $250, you start getting into that 5-figure monthly earning. And the motto I learned from early days, Jim LeBady, Ryan Lee, was low hassle, high profit. And to me, that's what the smaller facility does. And we operate part-time hours. And then during the day, our coaches do private training where they could make extra money. So let me read this post right here, team, from LinkedIn. And I'm going to break it down for you. So stay with me here. And then we also had a question on Twitter from one of the coaches that went through the underground strength coach certification early days, maybe pre-2010, my buddy Patrick. Some business coaches advise against MSI, multiple streams / sources of income, but I disagree. Prop this up here. By the way, age 48, my eyes are a little bit struggle mode. For me, It has helped me tremendously the past 20 plus years. My income comes from books on Amazon, my various programs on Train Heroic. I have standalone programs, and then I have Gladiator Strong, which is monthly recurring revenue, which is crucial if you're in business. Recurring guaranteed income. My membership website, the Underground Strength Academy, undergroundstrengthcoach.com. My ebooks, I have a lot of PDFs and training courses available from zachevnish.com. I mean, I have a ton of ebooks available, and people are purchasing them every day. We've got the Strong Life podcast, which sometimes I have sponsors, or people will sponsor me to do an event. Or, for example, 2 years ago, I was sponsored for 2 years by Intech Strength. They helped outfit the Underground Strength Gym. They sponsored the podcast. So when you have a good reach, your podcast, right, is reaching more than the people within your like 5 to 15-minute radius. Strength coach certifications. We have the Underground Strength Coach certification, the SSPC certification. They sell every month. Do they sell like crazy? No, but they sell. And we're impacting strength coaches who then impact athletes and adults and families around the world. It's amazing. Started this certification in 2008 through a business coaching call from Ryan Lee. And we had people every year traveling overseas to learn and get certified. I have VIP clients. My VIP clients, they have access to me through text and phone call. They could text me 7 days a week. We usually hop on the phone once or twice a week for 5-10 minutes, and I do strength training programming for them. That being said, those VIP clients are going through Turnkey Coach, which I had Matt Reynolds on the podcast a couple weeks ago, mid-December. So for those that are doing VIP coaching, one-on-one type coaching, I like the Turnkey Coach app. I like that. For those that are trying to do group training, lower ticket price. So my Gladiator Strong is $27 a month. They go into Gladiator Strong Train Heroic. So I have something for groups, and then I've got my VIP coaching clients. So if you're doing one-on-one coaching, you would go with Turnkey Coach. Next up, consulting, business consulting. If you want to do business consulting with me, there's an option on the Zach Evnish website. The consulting is also for strength and conditioning. I've had strength coaches kind of do a blend. So during that 1 hour, they're asking me questions, and I'm guiding them through program design, managing large groups, marketing, managing your money, software to use, building a team. So, or it could be, I've had college and high school strength coaches do the consulting where they want to take their skill, as I did in the early 2000s, and impact the world. I think I wrote my first ebook in 2002. It was called the Gladiator Training Manual. It's like I've had this infatuation with gladiators and this hardcore old school strength training, but that's what is in my heart. And when I follow my heart, I am more successful. Clothing. We sell t-shirts every other month. And then in the late fall, early winter, we sell hoodies. And I utilize Forever Fierce. So I'm pretty much hands off from that. Although I might do something with my son where we purchase t-shirts in bulk. We get a bunch of Underground Strength Gym t-shirts, and I bring him into the business and let him manage shipping the shirts and doing all that. So when we use Forever Fierce, it's like a limited style shirt. We open the shopping cart for 5 days, then shut it down. Forever Fierce is I'm hands off. They take care of the payment, they take care of the shipping, and then they cut me a check. So every other month, I'm getting a check. And I want you to think about this. I also work at a high school. I'm a full-time strength coach. The pay scale raise at this school and the previous town that I worked in is like $500 to $1,000 a year. So let's say it's $1,000 a year. Okay. Schools are open 10 months a year. That's $100 a month. That's a $25 a week raise. It's pathetic. And so I just laugh because I'll do a consultation once a week, and that's $350 per week, right? If you want to do a consultation with me, it's $350 investment. What does that do for the coach? They learn a skill, they understand how to create something, and I want them to now, they have skin in the game, and I want them to now take this skill that I've taught them and create recurring revenue. So basically, I tell coaches, when you go through my certification or consulting, you are making an investment that will pay you back for the rest of your strength and conditioning career. There's guys and girls that have done the underground strength coach cert or the SSPC cert. They utilize the warm-up until forever. So this certification is paying them back for a lifetime. And by the way, both of our certifications are online, and both of them come with business bonuses. Okay. The SSPC cert has the Garage Gym Godfathers seminar, which was Joe DeFranco and myself, business recording. Underground Strength Coach certification comes with six-figure strength coach presentation that I did at a Varsity House business event. Next up, it says, so I just gave you, I think, like 10, 11, 12 different sources of income that I'm pulling in. And I say, there are likely income streams I forgot to mention. If you are a strength coach, I think it is even more crucial to have multiple streams of income, especially if you are coaching at the collegiate level, which has proven, unfortunately, heartbreakingly to be unstable. That's just the heartbreaking truth. Mike Guadango, who did a guest presentation at the SSPC on speed training, which you could see, sspcoach.com. He said the only guarantee in strength and conditioning is there are no guarantees. That's the heartbreaking truth about the college sector and the private sector. At the very least, you need an online component so your income and reach is not limited to the people within 5, 10, or 15 minutes of traveling to you. They're basically, when you have a private facility or college or high school, you don't want to limit your income to trading time for dollars or limited to the people that enter your building. I want to impact people around the world. And I learned that when I released the Gladiator Training Manual. That first ebook, by the way, is inside undergroundstrengthcoach.com. I sold it and took payments through PayPal. I think the original price was $12.95. A week later, I went to $14.95. And then I got gutsy. I put air quotes in that. I was so afraid. I went to $19.95. And I remember the first time 5 people bought it. That was when I made $99 in a day. I was ready to sleep in my car and go all in. But you got to understand, at that time, I'm like 5 years into teaching. Okay. I'm starting to get closer to making 6 figures as a teacher. When I left teaching, my annual salary across 10 months was $94,000. And when I left teaching, I looked at all the sources of income I made, and it was like, okay, I'm making, double my income. Okay, now I'm making more than the building principal. Okay, now I'm making more than the superintendent of schools. So I had to prove not only to myself, but to my wife that we can do this through my business. And so I had the gym, the ebooks, the seminars, the consulting, which I continue to do to this day. Okay. At the Underground Strength Gym, we have athletes and parents traveling up to an hour each way, but they are not the norm. Before 2010, it was common that I had athletes and parents traveling 45 minutes to an hour away each way to train at the Underground. In fact, it was happening when I was training athletes out of the garage. We had athletes, when I lived in Edison, traveling from Cherry Hill and kids that were going to schools like Camden Catholic, Bergen Catholic. And you got to understand, back then, who was doing strength and conditioning in New Jersey? Parisi Speed School, Joe DeFranco, Jay Ferrugia, and I don't really know who else. So there weren't a lot of options. Now, you could be in a small town like Manasquan, and there could be multiple strength and conditioning facilities in a 2 square mile town. So because there's more competition, parents are less willing to travel. And also the sport industry, all these sport clubs that are opening up, they incorporate strength and conditioning, arm care, core workouts. Whether it's quality or not, parents don't really know. Parents love the convenience of being able to go into a building, drop off their son or daughter, and sports performance are taken care of, which is why when I had my one location in North Jersey, it was very powerful because there was jujitsu, wrestling, boxing, and the underground in one building. So when the kids went into wrestling practice, we trained their parents. When kids had wrestling practice at 6 or 7, we would often have a big wrestling group an hour before they went into that. The adults who were doing jujitsu would get their kids into jujitsu. Then their kid would do strength training with us. And then mom and dad is like, why am I waiting? I'm going to get strong too. So we had families training. So having it under one roof, convenience was very important and very powerful. Today, it is much, much less than usual that we have athletes traveling 45 minutes away because the world has moved into a convenience over excellence. Not all, but many. People are just tapped out with driving all over the place. That's the truth. And I'm saying that as a dad of 2 athletes. People want what is 5 or 10 minutes away. Even if it's free, people won't take it. Why? Because the work is an inconvenience for them. So whenever a sport coach reaches out to me and says, Zach, would you like to contribute to our end of the year banquet or our fundraiser? I say, yes, I'll send you 3 gift certificates for 30-day memberships to the Underground Strength Gym. Okay. That's a 1 month training with us in short term is a $350 membership. Kids will get this. They'll win it through a banquet raffle, and they will not show up to train with us. I'm talking about kids who live in the town. They won't. And the truth is, not everybody likes hard work. And so if your facility is known for that, you might push people away. And so I never wanted to cave in on what I stand for. The Underground Strength Gym has always been about excellence, the relentless pursuit of excellence. And that being said, I knew that we're not going to have and attract the masses, but I knew that there's people all around the world like myself who want to train this way. Parents will invest in the courses to try to train their kids. Coaches all around the world will want to build this small type of business, even if they have a full-time job. Many of them are teachers, law enforcement, first responders, firemen, who have these schedules that allow them to run a private facility out of their garage or out of a small warehouse 2 to 3 hours a day and make another full-time income. They could make $50, $75, $100,000+ a year, as we do. We're open 3 hours a day. Fridays and Wednesdays, we're open 2 hours a day. During the day, my coaches do privates. And so we're making money around the clock, but we're doing it the way we stand for what we believe in. Okay. Remember when garage gyms were very rare 15+ years ago? Okay. Early days CrossFit, some people had it, but then COVID happened. And then the garage gym business started booming. And now companies are kind of going all in on the garage gym business, meaning, a guy and his wife, okay, they just want their own place. They don't want to go to the commercial gym with the crappy music, with the crappy equipment, waiting online. They want to build it themselves. Now that's a big business. And now those people are like, you know what? I'm pretty damn good at training. I want to train some people in the neighborhood. And then they start training their neighbor and a couple friends. And now they got 10, 12, 15, 20 people paying them $200, $300 a month. If you have 10 people paying you $195 a month, you're at $19.50 a month. Remember what I said about what kind of raise you're getting as a teacher. You might get $100 or a $50 raise per month if it's $500 to $1,000 a year. Now at $2,000 a month, we're looking at a $24,000 a year income doing what you love. Training people maybe for an hour a day, Monday through Thursday, and maybe a Saturday morning. That's pretty damn good. How do you learn it? If you have less than 5 years coaching experience, go with our Underground Strength Coach certification. If you've got more than 5 years coaching, go with the SSPC, sspcoach.com. I'll link everything up below. Okay. I also believe coaches and entrepreneurs should write their own book. You've seen me, I've written Iron Journeys, the Encyclopedia of Underground Strength. I have other books on Kindle. I've got books that I'm going to turn them into print. Every month I'm getting a check from Amazon. I'm hands off now that I've done the work. This could be any type of book, any topic you're passionate about. And they don't need to be long or massive books. Let me look at this book by Stephen Pressfield, Do the Work. It's extremely small, but he has sold thousands upon thousands. This book is, I'm not sure how many pages, 98 pages. What about this book by Lamar Gant? It's like 40. It's so thin, guys. I don't know if it even hit 40 pages. Not even. Okay. It goes basically 31 pages of written word, and the last few pages are photos. Iron Journeys is doing amazing. The original book was 220 pages. I have it here, but that book, my editor, my buddy, Chris Cavalrano, said, let's make it smaller. Look at this book written by my buddy, Chris Orzakowski. This was one of the first kids we trained out of the garage who became a copywriter. It's called The Moat, How to Build a Durable, Profitable E-commerce Brand That Can Last Forever. He's got his own marketing agency. He's written several books. He consults and works from his computer. The Underground Way is excellence. Okay, so again, you write a book, doesn't have to be big, doesn't have to be massive. Lamar Gant, world record powerlifter, 39 pages. Okay, times have changed. You know, I purchased a book that was 40 pages in length. Today, people have shorter attention spans. They're used to scrolling on social media. If something doesn't grab their attention in 2 to 3 seconds, they're gone. So your book or books don't have to be long. But that's not an excuse to be lazy or put out a shitty book. What I'm saying is whatever you put out should be powerful and life-changing, but it doesn't have to be massive, okay? My book, Iron Journeys, I said it started 225 pages. We're going to release part 2 in 2024, but you must write from the heart. Think books like Stephen Pressfield's Turning Pro, The War of Art, Do the Work. They are small books. I've got his books scattered all over my desk. Some of his books are big, but every day he writes. Every day, if you just write 1 page a day, that's 365 pages a year. Okay. You can write 3 or 4 books a year. Or if your book is, 60 pages, we're looking at 7, 8, 9, 10 books a year. If the world shuts down again, you don't want to be stuck with one source of income that relies on one person. When COVID shut down gyms, all I did was took our Wodify, which is a software I use for my gym, and now it was just, we said you can get our workouts online. I'll provide a daily workout for those with no equipment, as well as another workout for those with barbells, dumbbells, kettlebells at home. My business online grew during COVID. If I was limited to just a brick and mortar, I would have been doing all those dumb Zoom workouts follow along. I did 0 Zoom workouts. And if the world shuts down again, I want you to be able to click a button to grow your business. It's crucial that you start anticipating trends that are happening, changes that are going to come to the world, and evolve your business accordingly. 20 plus years ago, I learned a lesson from Dan Kennedy, which I highly recommend you read his No BS books. My favorites are No BS Time Management, No BS Wealth Attraction. He said 1 is the worst number in business. 1 way to make money, 1 employee, 1 website, 1 source of income. He said, because if something happens to that one thing, you're screwed. And I remember working at the schools in Edison, Lloyd Irvin, martial arts gym owner, very, very intelligent man, early days training guys in jiu-jitsu, grappling, MMA, and creating multiple gyms. He invited me to a mastermind where Dan Kennedy was speaking at his mastermind. And he held, there was like a Dan Kennedy live event. He invited me to sit in on the mastermind, and I wanted to buy so badly the Renegade Millionaire program. It was all these CDs and workbooks. I think it was like $2,500. Well, at the event, it was discounted. So it was something like $900. As soon as they sold it, I ran to the back of the room, boom, purchased it. This is when you were getting physical stuff. And I listened to those CDs. I mean, I destroyed those CDs by listening to them. Training your mind to be a entrepreneur and business person is crucial. It's something I'm even working on more so today. I feel like I did it a lot in the beginning. Training your mind to attract wealth, build wealth is very important. If you don't believe in this stuff, you'll never succeed. You have to believe and love the many ways that you can grow a business with the focus on helping others. That's all I got for you guys. If you have any questions, I think the best thing to do, or if you want to grow this, sorry, texting my son here, is invest in a consulting call with me. I will help you come up with a plan, help you take action. I never have you get off the phone call with me with a bunch of ideas, yet no action plan. So I always started off with, what are you looking to get out of this phone call? What are your goals? And at the end of the call, we have an action plan for you. So you are reverse engineering the actions required to be a success. That's it, guys. Hit the links below. Get on the newsletter, zachstrength.com. Hit the links below for the certifications and a consulting call. And that's it, team. I'm out of here. Happy New Year and much love.